Carlin's hand. That was
Okay,
great.
so yeah, what happened with
Okay, I was
hot
there when it
water?
happened. Carlin was this really interesting woman in the class and really strong personality.
awesome.
And yeah, I liked her a lot. And we were standing at the coffee maker in the event, the training, and they give you these huge carafes of heated coffee. And when she reached, somehow she hit the thing, and the spout
The little
poured
spigot
right
thing
out of it,
on
flooded
her
the
hand.
back of her hand, and she was jumping back, shaking her
Scalding
hand,
hot
scalding
coffee.
hot coffee.
Yeah.
So I said, "Go run cold
Like the
water
same
on it."
scalding hot that some lady sued the McDonald's drive-through
Pretty much.
because she burned herself because she,
Right.
didn't realize coffee is hot.
But Carlin did know.
Yeah.
She just didn't want it on her hand.
Yeah.
So she was very brave about it. I felt bad for her. And I said, the number one thing you do with any kind of burn is flood it with cold water right away. So she went, flooded it with cold water. And I said, "Do you want me to do a treatment on it?" She said, "Yes." So we were doing other things, exercises, about 40 minutes later. And I went, "Oh, I've got to do that." So I went out in the hall. I put her in trance and just ran the protocol. So her unconscious mind, we had a little firefighter hosing it down with liquid nitrogen, making it cold and everything. And this will continue and you'll be fine. Brought her out of hypnosis. The pain, I think, had largely stopped at that point. But you have to wait because we're hijacking the bradykinin release, which is the enzyme that makes a burn inflame. Now, remember, if any medical condition responds either to anti-inflammatory drugs like cortisone, or if it will respond to antihistamines,
Then
it will respond to hypnosis. So
yeah.
she came in the next day, and I said, "I want to see that hand," and it was
she had,
all
like,
healed, no mark,
tiny
one
little spot, right?
one spot,
Yeah.
one tiny spot that had been missed somehow.
Now, keep in mind, we are not saying, make sure you understand this, we're not saying that you can reverse the physiological damage of the burn itself. The moment that heat was applied to the skin, some skin is going to get damaged, die, etc. You can't undo that.
Right.
It's not magic.
That's the burn from the heat. But
What
the
we're talking
burn
about
from
is
the
shutting-
bradykinin release
Yeah.
is what makes it horribly inflamed. If you get to a burn within 1 to 2 hours, and we did it within 1 hour, then what happened, according to Dabney Ewan, MD, is we've stopped the bradykinin release. We've showed the unconscious it doesn't need to do it, and the burn heals so quickly, it's insane.
And what was it, 3 nights later, sometime on the weekend, I was having a little campfire outside. I was explaining to you.
Yeah,
And
where you shouldn't have, on your patio, yeah.
and some of the wood kindling sticks fell out. And I was picking one up to put it back in, thinking I was picking it up by the uncombusted edge.
Yeah.
Well, that was wrong. I ended up, I picked up a red hot edge
Ember?
of it.
Yeah.
And I'm showing on the camera here just the inside edge of my,
Which, of course,
Of my
isn't
FU finger.
Yeah, which isn't sensitive to heat at all. Right.
yeah, I picked it up immediately, threw it back in the fire.
Was there any colorful language at that point?
Yes, there was lots. And I'm very sensitive to burns, generally speaking. So, and immediately I'm sitting there by the fire, right? When you have a burn and you expose it to anything warm,
It makes it worse immediately, throbs with heat.
it's horrible. Yeah, it was
yeah.
throbbing, and I realized, oh yeah, I better deal with this. So I immediately just went into trance, made my hand cataleptic, focused on it, eyes open, and was visualizing miniature firefighters just spraying
Liquid
really
nitrogen
cool,
again.
yeah, liquid nitrogen on it. And I stayed there totally tranced out, about 5 minutes or so. Or at least it felt that way. I
Yep.
have no idea how long it actually was.
And how is it now, Chris?
the next morning, I guarantee I know my body and how I would normally react to this.
You know your
I
body
would
maybe,
have been
maybe too well.
blistery. That's funny.
freaking hilarious.
I would have had a
Oh, man.
nasty blister.
Yeah.
I woke up. I know. I was telling you about this, and I'm pretty sure it was this finger right here, but
Okay.
I can't even swear to it because there was nothing.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel a thing. So whatever skin damage I did was minor.
Yeah.
But what would have happened in the next 2, 3, 4 hours would have been blistery.
Yeah, the inflammation
nasty.
might have gone to second
And I
degree,
would have
whatever.
picked the blister off, and then I would have had a Band-Aid. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It
for
is
stuff like
amazing.
this.
And I said, this is the first time I actually did it on someone else. I'd only done the burn thing on myself. Remember the 450-degree tray out of the oven? It stuck to my hand. It was so bad.
Yes.
But nothing the next day. Absolutely nothing. And again, I attribute all of this method to Dabney Ewan, MD, who is
And-
professor of psychiatry and psychology. Amazing, amazing guy.
I want to